Salam Sujatra and a very good afternoon. My name is Dr. Ramesh Loganathan. On behalf of English Language Teaching Center, Ministry of Education, Malaysia, I welcome all of you to our webinar entitled Samr Model in English Language Teaching. With us this evening is Dr. Muhammad Faisal Farish bin Ishaq. The speaker, Dr. Muhammad Faisal, will be sharing on the uses of Samr model in the English language teaching. A bit about Dr. Muhammad Faisal. He is currently the head of unit in the English in Language and Technology Department here at the English Language Teaching Center. Dr. Muhammad Faisal started his career in teaching as an ESL teacher in 1997. His research interests includes flipped learning, technology for language classroom, distance learning, and micro-credentials. And with this said, it's time I hand over the session to Dr. Muhammad Faisal. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Ramesh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer of this webinar for providing a platform to share about utilizing technology in teaching and learning. And I am Dr. Muhammad Faisal Farish bin Ishaq from the English Language Teaching Center, Malaysia. And in this webinar, there will be a sharing about a model that English language teachers can use to check the level of technology integration in teaching and learning, especially for the SL teacher that I mentioned. You can look at the framework, what we call the Samr model. Yeah. Okay, let me start my session with this question. What do we already know about the fact on the integration of technology? We know that some teachers have access to high technology, such as computers, while other teachers have access only to chalk and a blackboard. This is a fact. Yeah. And I myself many times had chances to get some insights from teachers who attended technology courses at the LTC that we provided previously. And some feedback and responses that we retrieved was positive about integrating technology in the classroom, especially when they explored new digital tools that they can use for teaching and learning purposes. However, the excitement of using new digital tools always comes with a little bit of dissatisfaction, I would say. Yeah, and teachers always spoke about how they have to deal with limited facilities and internet and issues on limited internet connectivity as well. I do agree with the reality that good facilities and connectivity are essential for digital tools to work and enhance teaching and learning. This is the reality that we can't deny. Yeah. However, many teachers out there in the country have solutions based on my interviewed with them, some of them have solutions. Yeah, sometimes by personally initiating some efforts, a little bit of effort, to ensure their students can enjoy the use of digital tools, at least at the lowest level. Okay, I can give you some example, like some schools, they don't have enough computers for every student to use. Yeah, but teachers divide the students. The kind of solution that they gave there, they divide the students into what I can say, a conducive groups of students, conducive group of students to have access to particular digital tools. So perhaps one computer will be shared by 5 students, okay, and something like that. And that is an example of how some enthusiastic teachers that we have in Malaysia provide some solutions for critical technology issues at school. Okay. I think you are familiar with that document, I think that book, yeah, Malaysia Education Blueprint. So we can say that teachers nowadays uh, cannot avoid the integration of technology into teaching and learning. ICT integration now becomes essential. We always heard the keywords like, we have to deal with the keywords like 21st century learning, digitalized learning, and sometimes we also come to the term ubiquitous learning, and they are always part of their and these terms are always part of our teaching routines. And despite various condition of educational technology facilities, the conditions sometimes is not really good. But education in Malaysia has an emphasis on the use of ICT for teaching and learning. Okay, in the document that we call Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013-2025, it is clearly mentioned or stated in Shift 7 about leveraging ICT to scale up quality learning across Malaysia. And if you open this document, yeah, you can see this shift number 7, has put up 3 aims. The first one is to provide internet access and a virtual learning environment for all 10,000 schools. Okay, now we have the lima in our hands. Yeah? So that is one of the aims or the fulfilled. Yeah, and number 2, to augment online content to share best teaching practices, starting with a video library of top performing teachers delivering lessons in uh, various subjects like science, mathematics, Bahasa Melayu, and as well as English language. And also the aim is to maximize the use of ICT for distance and self-paced learning to expand students' access to high-quality teaching regardless of location or skill level. So I believe this also already fulfilled when we had MCO previous years. Yeah, everybody practice distance learning. Yeah. Okay. So and we interact with our students by using Google Meet, for example. So it's already achieved. So we can avoid the integrating of technology in our education context. Okay, if I were to narrow down to English language curriculum, yeah, we take 2 examples. First, we deal with primary school first. Okay, for primary schools, the use of technology for teaching and learning is clearly stated in the curriculum document. Yeah, it is called a curriculum standard sekolah rendah bahasa Inggeris for sekolah kebangsaan. Yeah, for English. This is for English. It is clearly stated in the curriculum document as one of the curriculum elements, and it is mentioned that the purpose of using ICT in teaching and learning is to engage pupils in more interactive activities. Other than that, internet and electronic media are seen vital to assist knowledge acquisition. And for secondary schools, The use of technology for teaching and learning is embedded as a cross-curricular element. It is mentioned in this document that the integration of ICT elements in teaching and learning helps pupils to apply and enhance their basic knowledge and ICT skills. For quality of learning, the application of ICT is believed as a factor that pupils can be more creative and can also create a fun learning environment. I like this idea of creating fun learning environment because when I was teaching previously in schools, I also believe that technology is a kind of thing that can create fun learning environment. I had that belief before. Yeah. Yeah, this is the thing that we all, the popular opinion. Yeah, looking at those curriculum documents just now, we can see that integration of ICT always comes with the opinion that it can promote fun and interesting learning. Despite the curriculum elements that teachers need to adhere to, there is also an issue where teachers who use educational technology in the classroom did not really realize the purpose of using them. They simply use technology. Okay, I want to use technology because everybody is using it. So they don't. Sometimes they don't have purpose. They don't have purpose. They don't align the use of technology with their teaching and learning purposes. I would like to base on some studies where many teachers are not clear. This is true that many teachers are not clear about the purpose of incorporating technology into teaching and learning. And the most popular reason for technology integration is to inject fun elements into teaching and learning. And also, some studies found out that teachers who aim for this purpose usually end up frustrated due to the loss of novelty for the technology that they use. Okay, based on this statement, I think I can relate that with my own teaching experience. Yeah. Okay, I started my teaching career in primary school in 1997. I faced the loss of novelty in technology quite a few times. Okay, back in 1997, like I said just now, when I first started teaching, uh, at that time I used to utilize Microsoft PowerPoint, the old version one, uh, to substitute marker pen and whiteboard. So usually we use marker pen or whiteboard or chalkboard to project our lesson content, right? So at that time, I used that Microsoft PowerPoint to substitute marker pen and whiteboard to project my lesson content to for the pupils to learn. Yeah, it was fun at that time because it was very seldom for them to actually get the opportunity to learn at the computer lab, and the PowerPoint slides at that time were able to grab their attention to some extent for some GIF animation that I put as decorations. Usually, we like to put some GIF animations like rabbit hopping to from left to right, like that one. And I put that as decorations. People like to see that, but their attention is not on the content. Yeah, their attention is not on the content. It was fun, but their attention was not on the content. And the aim to inject fun was achieved at that time. I was so motivated by that small achievement, and I was motivated, I kept using Microsoft PowerPoint a lot to present learning contents. But after a while, pupils were no longer interested in looking at the slides because they are so used to that, right? And the slides now look as bored as the previous marker pen and whiteboard that I substituted. Yeah, and the same thing will happen actually to any kind of new technology that teachers introduce into the classroom. Like if you really like to play Kahoot, for example, with your students, perhaps when you firstly introduced, it was so fun and so challenging. But later on, when you are still using that from time to time and always use that, the fun element faded. Yeah. So the fun learning will not necessarily happen with technology if we use technology for the same pedagogical purposes. And the interesting lesson that we claim will turn to a boring one. Okay, so that is about the purpose of promote fun learning. Yeah, so we must be careful if with our purpose of using technology in the classroom. Okay, these are some reasons of using technology in English language classroom. This is from Tadini and Hawkey, 2008. Other, te- Other than using ICT for fun learning, English language teachers around the globe have used ICT for other reasons. Yeah? And based on this study, teachers believe that technology provides new opportunities for language practice. When teachers use technology, so the technology provides new opportunities for language practice and authentic performance. And also, technology is getting more portable, thus it can be used ubiquitously, where learners can gain exposure to and practice in all four primary language skills that we always know: listening, speaking, reading, and writing, by using a variety of ICT technologies. Yeah. Okay. That is some reasons other than to inject fun element. The fun to inject fun element is the most popular one of using technology. Okay, reasons of using technology I mentioned as a classroom. So these points actually is based on my own study that I conducted in 2019 with some of the course participants. I got the insights from them. Okay, based on that study, English language teachers in Malaysia integrate technology with some purposes. One of the purposes is to attract students' attention. If you can see on the slide there are three opinions from teachers. The first one says, I like to display videos about the topics for the kids to watch as it will attract their attention. So it is always about attracting their attention. Same with the second one, when the teacher says, yes, I use ICT in my lesson as I believe it is one of the ways to attract the students' interest and engage the students throughout the lesson. Yeah, technology always attracts students' attention, but it's not always. It has the issue of, like I said just now, uh, losing the novelty. Yeah. And number three, this is always a comment that I receive. I use ICT once in a week to attract pupils' attention in the class. So always to attract. If your pupils is quite unorganizable, perhaps you can attract the attention to the use of ICT. But I don't believe in this era, at this point, they are really attracted to ICT. It's the way you manipulate ICT is the main thing. Not only that tool or that gadget can attract the students' attention to learning. Yeah. Okay. Uh, Teachers also utilize technology based on the study. I found that teachers also utilize technology for English language classroom content comprehension purposes. Okay, here are some insights that I received. One, you can see there, most of the time I use PowerPoint, same like me when I was in school, yeah, to teach especially grammar. So it's still happening. Yeah, using PowerPoint is still happening at this time. The students understand better and quicker. So the teacher claims that it is good to use Microsoft PowerPoint to make them understand better and quicker. The comprehension is that. Yeah. Okay. Then the next teacher says, I use videos, songs, okay, any kind of audios, pictures that suitable to the lesson, and it helps my pupils a lot. They understand better. It's not very clear how, from which source this teacher get the videos and songs from. Perhaps the most popular one would be YouTube channel, right? They can just project whatever song that they like, so it can attract the students' attention as well, or to give some comprehension on the learning content. Yeah. Okay. Number three, this teacher says, I use mostly videos and pictures from online sources to explain or illustrate or introduce content matter that are foreign or less familiar, especially to my rural learners. So we assume this teacher is teaching in a rural area. Yeah. So in rural area context, it is good to use technology to illustrate some concepts or whatever it is for students' comprehension. Okay, this is the one of the many reasons. Yeah. Another reason is for motivation. Okay, teachers also integrate technology for motivation. From the first response there, the smiley face there. I love using ICT in classroom as it encourages my students to participate more during the lesson. So to encourage them, to motivate. Okay. The second one, from my personal experience in teaching level 1, I think primary school teachers can take this for example, as an example. Yeah, students year 1, year 2, and year 3. So I found that using ICT in the classroom motivates them in learning. So I'm not very sure how ICT is being used in the classroom, but according to this teacher, it motivates them. The use of ICT, the use of technology in the class really motivates the students for learning. Yeah. And the third one, I do use ICT in class. It is one of the educational element. That means this teacher realized it is already mentioned in our curriculum document. And my best practice is the usage of Frog VLE at that time. That means this is uh, uh, the previous one before we move to the Lima, right? We use Frog VLE, Virtual Learning Environment. So I designed the quiz for every lesson. So this teacher is quite proactive. He or she designed the quiz for every lesson as students ISL. Yeah? Students are motivated and request for more. So students always like the way or the approach, how this teacher approach technology. Yeah. Okay. This is the, like I said, the most popular opinion for fun learning, simply for fun. Yeah. Also, okay, look at the first one. Also, they look more comfortable, excited, creative, and the most important is they still have fun during my class. There's a statement actually before that. Yeah. So, but we pick the fun element when the claim that using technology is fun during the class. Yeah. And then the second opinion, students really enjoy the lessons when I show them some interesting videos or songs regarding the topics learned. Okay, so so when they show, it becomes fun. And I also found my students enjoy answering the question. So the student enjoy answering questions when they use technology. Okay, using the digital tools as they are competing among one another, according to this teacher. Perhaps this teacher is using Kahoot or quizzes. Yeah, I'm not sure about that because it's too general. Okay, what is it all about of using technology in the classroom? Okay, there's a statement. It's always pedagogy first and technology second. What do we mean on this? Yeah, if you look at Camp 2018, wherever your school is on their EdTech journey, never sit back and get comfortable. If you are using technology, don't ever sit back and get comfortable. No, I'm using technology, already fulfill the needs of a curriculum. No, you must always strive to be better and always strive to add value to student learning and always strive to place pedagogy on a pedestal. Yeah. So based on this, we can say that despite the overwhelming urge to use ICT for teaching and learning, teachers must always remember to put pedagogy first, meaning teaching and learning first. Pedagogy is the art of teaching and learning. And technology second, because technology is to enhance the pedagogy, the purpose. It's not about the technology, it's not always about technology. Yeah? We must remember that technology can become a nice pedagogical fit. I would say that when we view it in this way, we view the concept of pedagogy first and technology second. And when we adopt this mindset of pedagogy first and technology second, when integrating technology, mobile learning devices asserts a focus on what most important and what is the priority of our teaching and learning. Yeah? Our priority is learning. Yeah, learning must happen no matter what kind of technology you are using or you are not using technology. Learning must happen no matter what. Remember that. And when it comes to technology, we must always ask ourselves, how will this tool support learning and allow students to demonstrate conceptual mastery? And there also must be uh, more of a concerted focus on learning outcomes, construction of new knowledge that leads to authentic application, and the development or enhancement of essential skills such as 21st century skills like creativity, critical thinking, uh, problem solving. If you have this, you know about digital citizenship as well, entrepreneurship, media literacy, and so on. Yeah? So the assessment sometimes and feedback pieces is also important. We need technology to do assessment and feedback as well. And integrating technology, actually, when we want to integrate technology, we want to start moving towards integrating technology. Actually, it represents a huge investment in time, not only in money, but also in time and other resources as well. Yeah? Uh, so with so much at stake, the goal should be placing a powerful learning tool in the hands of our students, not a digital pacifier. So, ladies and gentlemen, uh, based on this pedagogy first and technology second concept, teachers actually can evaluate or self-reflect their level of technology integration by using a framework called, this is the topic of our webinar today, substitution, augmentation, modification, redefinition model, or in short, we call it SAMR model. Yeah, SAMR model. We call it SAMR model in short. Okay, let me tell you what is SAMR model. Yeah, SAMR model actually was originally developed by Dr. Ruben Puente Dura, who is an tech educator, educational technology. In short, we call it EdTech. Yeah? Based on his idea, SAMR model is a framework which teachers can utilize to assess how they are incorporating technology into their instruction. And this model has always been presented as a ladder or staircase that starts from the lowest, if you can see on the screen. Yeah, it's like a staircase or a ladder that starts from the lowest to the highest in ranking. But to me, sometimes this ladder-like arrangement, when I first learned about this SAMR model, it is quite misleading. Yeah, because substitution happen at the bottom of the ladder. The place is at the bottom of the ladder, and sometimes actually when I realize in certain case, in certain context, sometimes the best choice for particular lesson actually the substitution level, not always the redefinition. Okay, I will explain this more later in the next slide. Yeah? So I myself personally believe it is better to think of the SAMR model more as an ecosystem of a teaching and learning environment, rather than we look at this staircase-like arrangement. Yeah. But okay, Dr. Pentadura actually comes up with this one. Yeah, Ruben Pentadura. Uh, he has given some examples in general lesson context, and if we look at this graphic, you can see that he chose a digital tool which is the Google Earth. I'm not sure whether you are familiar with Google Earth. It is more like Google Maps, yeah, but it is always nice compared to Google Maps. Yeah, okay. In this context, Dr. Patadura chose these apps. Yeah, Google Earth is when it is used at substitution level, it substitute a physical map map on paper, a world map. Okay, it substitutes that or atlas or the globe to locate a place when we perhaps in a geography class perhaps, yeah, we want to locate one place like where is Kuala Lumpur, so we can locate it on the physical map, but by using Google Earth we can also use that. It's just a substitute, no functional change, eh? uh, and then if we move to augmentation level with a little bit of functional improvement, yeah, given that Dr. Pedura used Google Earth rulers to measure. Google Earth rulers is a feature where uh, we can measure distance between one place to another place. Like I want to measure from Ankara, Turkey, to London, perhaps. So I can use that built-in ruler. Yeah. So it's the same thing. The function is the same thing with some improvement where we use ruler. It's still locating a place, but now I use the built-in ruler in the Google Earth application. Yeah? So that is augmentation. It's just under the layer of enhancement. If you can see on the screen, that top, sorry, at the bottom left, enhancement layer is down there, yeah? Under the dotted lines. Okay, that is augmentation level. Okay, under the transformation layer, which is the above one, the above layer, there are two levels under the transformation layer. Uh, you can see how teacher or students use Google Earth layers. Yeah? There's a function there, Google Earth layers, such as panoramic view. Okay, under this, the Google Earth allows for significant task redesign, no longer locating the places or measuring the distance, but now students themselves will experience, will see the place that they want to go. For example, they would like to go to the Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. Yeah, they want to have a virtual visit. Yeah, so they will use a panoramic view or 360 view that is available as a feature in Google Earth application. So it now becomes a significant task redesign. The previous task was to locate. Now they already there virtually. So it is under modification. With one apps, we have more levels how we use technology. Yeah, and then the last one is the redefinition, where in this part or in this level, uh, Google Earth allows for creation of new tasks and previously inconceivable, I would say. Yeah? So what is the new task? To create a narrated Google Earth guided tour and share this online. Perhaps they will record screen recording. So the task is now to explain to audience, a certain audience, how to get to this place by using Google Earth, and then they publish it by using YouTube online, so it is accessible worldwidely. Yeah? People from any country will also watch the video if this is produced by Malaysian students. Okay, so they explain how to get to Thailand, for example, from Johor Bahru to Thailand. So they narrate the Google Earth guided tour. Yeah. So that is the highest level under Samr model redefinition. Okay. So as what I have explained earlier, what like I take example from Dr. Pentadura's explanations. What I have explained earlier, in the letter S in Samr model stands for substitution. Yeah, where technology acts as the direct substitute with no functional change. So I would like to bring you to English language classroom. How can we utilize this Samr model, how can we check our level of technology integration in English language teaching. So, for example, the learners or school students, they typically use paper, right, and pencil. We give tasks to write something, for example, to write stories, yeah, and then they have to complete the assignment to the best of their ability. So by asking them to use a computer instead of paper and pencil, so as a teacher, you ask them to use computer instead of paper and pencil to write their stories, introduces actually that effort introduces digitalization to the learning process. Yeah, but this digitalization occurs exclusively at the level of substitution, meaning the computer serves merely as a substitute for paper and pencil only. It will not possible to achieve any additional learning benefits in this manner, yeah, in this at this level, because the story is still the same. It will not be different just because it is written on a computer. But uh, some people, they say there's an issue if the learners cannot type as fast as they can write by hand. Yeah, and there is even the danger that substituting traditional media with new media, uh, with some say it will lead to a negative effect. But I personally believe when we teach this generation, what we call this generation, we are moving towards generation alpha generation, right? So they are so used to keyboards and clicking and copying, pasting, and so on, forwarding. Yeah? So they are so familiar with that new motor skill. Yeah? So I don't believe this will be an issue anymore. But we always must be careful. So uh, what I say just now, just another example how digitalization can also hinder learning, and as a consequence, the key question that will be uh, we should always ask is the why we use that, why we use technology, and what goal are we trying to reach in applying the new media. Yeah? Okay. Next in the A is the A in Samr model is all about augmentation. Augmentation here means uh, you can see on the screen, technology acts as a direct tool substitute with functional improvement. Yeah, but there's some functional improvement. Yeah, in addition to paper and pencil just now, the learners can also be provided with various reference works to help them with their assignment. The assignment was what? To write a story, right? Okay. For instance, they can use when, for example, when they use Microsoft Word, or now in the Lima you have what do you call that? Google Doc. Yeah. So we already have lots of built-in features and menus that are available. Yeah, functions like grammar book or style guide. While these aids will not necessarily enhance the content of the story, they will not going to write more about it, but the features actually can be a big help with regard to the language. Yeah? The digitalization would be easy to realize in this case, since nearly all word processors, like what I said just now, Microsoft Word or Google Docs, they have the feature that integrated spell checker, grammar checker, and the style guide. They can bold, or italicize. I mean, all the styles of writing. Okay, they can check their grammar whether it's suitable. They can use thesaurus feature there. So since these functions are generally very quick and convenient to use and are also connected with one another, the use of computer can serve in this case not just as a substitute for traditional media, but also as an augmentation of this media. Yeah? A higher degree of cognitive connectivity is therefore possible at this level. Okay, that is the meaning of augmentation when we do a writing task in language learning. Okay, another letter in the next letter is the M. Yeah? So it stands for modification. If you can see on the screen, Technology here allows for significant task redesign. Okay, this is when you begin to see tasks that may not be possible without the introduction of technology tool. Without technology tool, the task is not possible. So it is possible to modify the task in our example with the help of digitalization. If the learners do not just have the assignment of writing a story, but now perhaps they want to write the story in a team. So every perhaps five people in a group. Okay, so they will write a story. So here we can see collaboration, collaborative writing. If we are to do this with paper and pencil, it would be very difficult, where the learners need to be in the same place at the same time, and even the only one of them can write at once. Even five people, we ask them to write, but only one person can write at once. So new technology or new media open up the possibility of working in this manner, collaborative way, uh, where or many people can work on the same text from different places and at different times. Yeah. For example, Microsoft or Google Docs can do that. Yeah. Every member of the team, when you assign them with a task, writing task, storytelling, for example, or story writing, sorry, every member of the team can contribute, and everyone can follow the changes and accept them or reject them and comment on them. You can do that, by using Google Docs. And it should be stressed that all of this is also possible without digitalization, but it is quicker. You can do on a piece of paper together with five people writing on it, but by using technology, it will be much more quicker and easier to do when you do it with digital technology. And the result is therefore a higher degree of social connectivity. Not only five people, it can be 12 people for one document. Yeah. Okay. For redefinition, at this level, you can see technology allows for the creation of new tasks previously inconceivable. So if we take the level of modification previously, in the previous slide, like I have discussed just now, we might say that the team's assignment is not just to write a story, but this time also to write a screenplay for it, in which every member of the team has a role, and that they then have to make perhaps a video based on this screenplay. Yeah, and this redefinition of the task results initially in stronger cognitive connectivity, because it is no longer just about writing a story, but now it's about making a film. Yeah, perhaps a short film, 30 minutes video. The learners then could be asked to digitally edit the film and then load it onto a communication platform, uh, then enabling an exchange beyond the immediate classroom environment. And this might be a partner class in another country. For example, they collaborate with Indonesian school, for example, that could react directly to the film or even at their own scenes. So the audience is more is wider. So hence this redefinition through digital means would also result in stronger social connectivity. You connect all the worldwide, making it an example of deep learning. So deep learning will happen at this level, redefinition. If people ask how deep learning can be achieved in language learning by using technology, perhaps this level is the best place, to achieve that aim of deep learning. So it should be clear that the additional benefits offered by digitalization in this what I call constellation are not possible at all with traditional media. With traditional media, we cannot connect with, even with a piece of paper and a pencil. We cannot achieve this connectivity to make people from other country to write on our piece of work. No, we can't achieve without this, without technology at this level. That's what it means. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Actually, there are more ways to look at the Samr model other than as a ladder or the one that I introduced. Yeah. One of the instances is this one. This illustration is uh, uh, by Sylvia Duckworth. Yeah. It is quite interesting. An analogy which compares the Samr model to a swimmer. Yeah. Uh, without technology, uh, there's if you can see on the far left there, no tech means no technology. You only have the intention to do something. I wonder what is in the sea, yeah, in the ocean. So you have the intention to know what is in the ocean to explore. So without technology, there's no attempt, not even an attempt for a person to explore the water. Okay, and then if that man or that figure takes a boat as a tool, the person only moves on the surface of the water. Yeah? It's just a substitute for moving on the land. And now that man able to move on the water surface by rowing a boat instead of walking. Yeah. So the third one, with a little bit of functional improvement, the guy starts using snorkeling tools. You see, at this stage he goes under the water, but not very deep. But he gained knowledge about what it looks like under the water. A little bit of knowledge what is inside in the water, under the water. Perhaps a little bit of moles or small fishes. Yeah. Okay. And then when the guy uses an oxygen tank, he now can go diving, which is deeper, where the diving tool allows significant task redesign according to Samr model. Yeah? And this also means he gets deeper knowledge about what he can find under the water, under the ocean. More fish, perhaps. Now can see uh, uh, something like dolphin, yeah, uh, instead of crab in at the augmentation level. Okay. Finally, when he uses a submarine, another tool, more advanced, yeah, it is possible to explore the entire ocean, which before this was inconceivable. If this figure uses only hands and legs to swim, he is not able to explore the entire ocean. That means that what it means by uh, the task was inconceivable. So without the submarine, he cannot do the task, which is exploring the entire ocean. Now he can see whales or weird kinds of fish or creatures under the deep ocean. Yeah. Okay. Uh, a lesson ecosystem with Simon model. Okay, actually, this is my own view. Whether we see the Simon model as a ladder or as an analogy of a deep water explorer, I myself personally believe that somehow looking at it as a ladder or staircase can be quite misleading. Um, because substitution level, which is at the bottom, if you still remember, at the bottom of the ladder, is sometimes the best choice, like I said just now, for a particular reason. So, as we can see from this slide, various digital tools can be used in a lesson. This is what I call, I give you one example of ecosystem. Yeah, there are many tools that you can use with purposes. Okay, with whatever you want it to achieve, your what kind of learning outcomes that you want from a task, for example, you can utilize this technology or digital tools. Okay, let's take a lesson on take example on a lesson of the 5 paragraph essay. So imagine this is the ecosystem of that learning and teaching and learning environment. Eh? Okay, so you can see what on the screen, but you can see there are 5 digital tools. One, if you realize, there's YouTube, is quite popular among teachers. Yeah, and perhaps word processor. You can use Microsoft Word or Google Docs, and Padlet if you're familiar with this tool, and also Flipgrid. I'm not sure whether lots of teachers use this or not, but I found this tool is quite interesting if you want to achieve the redefinition model. So for me, in this ecosystem, uh, each of these digital tools can function in multiple level. Yeah. Okay. For example, I give you one example. For example, when you want to use YouTube, it can be used to substitute a textbook that guides students on how to write a 5 paragraph essay. So you watch a video, student watch a video on how to write a 5 paragraph essay. So other than that, it also can be used at the augmentation level if we as teacher allow our students to give feedback on the video by using the comment feature. We put the video, or we ourselves as a teacher, we produce the video. So we give a task to them to comment on the video. There they will illustrate their understanding, they will project their understanding on the content of the video created by their own teacher. Okay, okay, that is one example of uh, digital tool can be used at multiple level. What about Flipgrid? Flipgrid, remember the word that the example I've given on connectivity around the world. So when you are, students have completed their assignment, they have already 5 paragraph essay. Okay, we go for word processor first, yeah, and then teacher will mark their essay. They will give comments at the modification level, and then you learners will publish or showcase their piece of work on the Padlet page. Okay, on the Padlet page, they showcase what can other can do. The teachers can comment. Parents also can see how their students progress on Padlet page. Give some comments on that perhaps. So it is under now modification level. And Flipgrid is where they tell a story from the 5 paragraph essay. If it is a narrative essay, so they will narrate the story that they have created, and in that 5 paragraph essay, and record themselves narrating the story by using Flipgrid. Flipgrid can be accessible around the world if we allow connectivity, worldwide connectivity. And also they can publish their Flipgrid video, because Flipgrid allows students to decorate their videos, so it will be more interesting and more personalized kind of learning product. Yeah. So from that video, they also can publish it on YouTube. So it is accessible uh, to the world community, to digital community. Yeah. So this is what I say when I say I look at the Samr model as an ecosystem. It interacts with each other. It helps each other. It supports each other. Yeah. To achieve whatever the teachers aim for the students. Okay. Okay. I think in essence, I can say that the SAMR model distinguishes 4 degrees of digitalization in education and learning. Okay, let's reflect on whatever I have discussed in this webinar. Okay, first, I would like to say that digitalization is a substitute for conventional media at the substitution level. Okay, so at this time, at this point, I think you all know what substitution level means. It does not, and it is not expected to result in any additional benefits. It's just a substitution of all practice, all technology. Yeah. And number two, uh, the digitalization is viewed as an expansion of traditional media at this A level, the augmentation level of SAMR model. Yeah? And it may lead to additional benefits due to the fact that it can involve a combination of several different kinds of traditional media. And because digital connectivity also can improve speed and availability, speed up the task that is given because of certain features in one apps, for example. Yeah? And number three, at the level of modification, digitalization is used to modify tasks in way that would be possible with traditional media. Traditional media cannot support that. Yeah. Uh, okay. At the level of redefinition, um, the task is redefined with regard to social and cognitive connectivity. That I can, how can I summarize whatever I have said in my presentation? Okay. So before I end my session, I think I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to a micro course titled digitalization, digitalizing teaching and learning framework and model, yeah, which is offered on our ELTC Improve portal. So if you like to go deeper on SAMR model, this is the micro course that you can enroll in. It's not enough if you just attend 1 hour webinar, uh, but if you want to know further on how you can utilize SAMR model in your own context, perhaps you can try and join this micro course offered by ELTC. Yeah. If you completed this micro course, you should be able to then later demonstrate an understanding of the TPEC framework and SEMA model. Yeah. Uh, because in this micro course also, it shows another framework called TPEC framework. Then you can demonstrate that by designing simple teaching and learning activities that can illustrate each level of the SEMA model. And then you also can involve in discussions that demonstrate your understanding of some frameworks. You also can try to plan a lesson that illustrates the integration of these frameworks. Yeah. So please save the link. You can see the link there for later use. You please save. You jot down on your notebook. Okay. I know you can't click on that, but you can always jot down anywhere for later use. HTTPS. Actually, you can just key in bit.ly/DTLF, Digitalizing Teaching and Learning Framework, okay, 2021. Okay, that is the link, the short URL. Yeah. So I think I finished with this slide, but after this, I will guide you through the course content for you to know if you're interested to join this what we call that a micro course offered. You can get the certificate, and then you can record it for your SPL KPM as well for e-pembelajaran. Okay, under improve. Okay, I will stop sharing this. I'm going to share another window. Give me a second. Okay, I think you can see this the course content. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is the landing page, the home page when you already registered to this course. Okay, you just click on the learning activities. You can find the activities. Please go through the activities in sequence. Go for check-in first to register yourself, and then you have part 1 and part 2 with under part 1 you have 3 tasks, very simple one. Okay, but you need to really give your thought into certain tasks. Like for example, activity 1, you have to respond on the discussion. There are 2 discussion prompts, and just you read the text and then start your discussion by posting it on this post text features. Okay, and then after you have completed that, you need to move to the next activity, activity number 2. You have to watch the entire video until it completes the last minute. Okay, and then only you are considered as you have completed this task, the first task, which is to watch the entire video, and then respond to the question under this post text. Okay, and then you move to the next one, which is the quiz. Okay, just click the link, the direct link would be better. Yeah, it will you will enter without entering the enter code. Yeah, okay, the test code. Make sure you enter details as guest as shown in the image below, first name and last name, and click join and answer the questions. Yeah, okay. That is the task under this activity, under part 1. And under part 2, there's another activity. Also, you have to respond to the discussion prompts. And after you have completed that, you move to activity number 2. Okay, here you can learn again about Samr model. I think you have get the overall view about Samr model with some examples. So with watching this video, it will add to your knowledge on Samr model. And just complete this activity where you can plan an activity that show how you integrate technology that happened in Samr model. Because when you do this activity, you can try to synthesize everything that you have learned about Samr model on how you can integrate technology into your teaching and learning context. Yeah, so just post it. It can be short, it can be long. Okay, but enough for us to understand how you can integrate technology by using Samr model. Okay, next you just answer the quiz again. Another quiz will appear here. Go for the direct link if you don't want to enter the test code. And then last but not least, before you receive your certificate, please rate the course and share something that can improve this course. Yeah, I think that's all about the content of this micro course. It is called micro course because it is short, simple, and easy, and you can take it anytime and anywhere. Yeah? Okay. So I think that is about this micro course. We call it Digitalizing Teaching and Learning Framework and Model. So you can take this to enhance your knowledge based on this webinar. Yeah. So I think I will stop sharing this, and perhaps the organizer can help me to. We are going to show you a promotional video about improve. Perhaps some of you, the audience here, have not tried our improve micro courses yet. So we are going to show you the the promotional video. So I hope our team will help to show the promotional video.
Come and join thousands of educators in Improve. In this guide, you will learn how to create your Improve Educator profile, view your Improve badges and e-certificates, record your learning hours in SPLKPM. Here's how you can create an Improve Educator profile. First, go to improve.eltc.edu.my. Then, click on View My Profile. If you have not created an Improve Educator profile, click Sign Up here to create your new profile. If you already have a profile, enter your IC number, without a dash, and password that you have set. Next, click Login. Once you have logged in, click View Profile to view your details. Click Edit Profile if you need to upload a profile picture or change your details. Your e-certificates will be generated based on the details in your profile. Click Change Password if you need to change your current password. Click View Badges and Certificates to proceed. This is how you can view your Improve badges and e-certificates. All of your awarded badges will appear here. All of your awarded certificates and course records will appear here. Click on the blue icon to view your e-certificate for each course. Your e-certificate will be generated in a PDF format. You may download and print your e-certificate. To ensure that all of your e-certificates are secured, there will be a unique QR code for each of your e-certificate. When scanned, the QR code will lead to a verification page with the details of your course completion. You will also receive a notification via your registered email for any new certificate that is awarded to you after you have completed a course. If you don't see the notification email in your inbox, kindly check your spam or junk emails. You can also add the LTC web admin to your contact list to avoid any delivery error. To record learning hours in SPLKPM, go to the website. After that, open the appropriate module. Next, log into your module using your IC number and password. Once logged in, open the menu and click the following items. Click the appropriate tab and add an activity. After that, select Improve from the menu. Fill in the title, learning hours and completion date based on the e-certificate that is awarded to you. Finally, click Save to finish. Your learning hours will be recorded in SPLKPM. Start improving yourself at improve.eltc.edu.my today.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Faisal. That was indeed a very informative sharing that you gave us just now. And we are here now for, I can see a lot of questions. I mean, a few questions, several comments and all that. So we're going to address them one by one. Okay, how shall we start this? Questions first, comments first, Dr. Faisal? Which would you prefer?
Perhaps the question first, Dr. Ramesh.
All right, okay, so let's go. Let's hit the first question here. And before that, I would really thank, ladies and gentlemen, teachers. Thank you for all these questions and comments. We will try our best to answer this. Dr. Muhammad Faisal will do that. Okay, the first question, is it necessary to use technology at redefinition level in a lesson?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ramesh. This is actually quite a popular question because people think that in a lesson there's always redefinition level to be applied for the students. I would say that please don't feel obligated to complete the R in Samr or the definition for every lesson. Yeah? Without the technology, actually, the task and output would be impossible to complete. On the Samr scale, not every task should be an art. So for both teacher and students, this would be daunting. Yeah? If you still focus on to achieve the R level, you must consider how the introduction of a technology tool can actually I would say revolutionize and redefine your learning. Yeah? Although it is commonly depicted as such uh, uh, as a ladder, okay, or a sequential order, being aware of how you use technology in the classroom is actually the central to the SEMA concept. Okay? And the main point here is you must consider how technology can enhance learning in your classroom. That is my answer to this question, I think.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the answer. And Dr. Faisal, we have another interesting question here. It says, teachers love to use YouTube for teaching and learning. Which level does it fall into?
Okay. Uh, I agree to the statement that teachers like to use YouTube the most, yeah, especially during the previous pandemic that we had, the pandemic time that we had, where distant learning was largely worldwide applied. Yeah. To answer this question, I would like to say it is very much depending on the purpose of using YouTube. I think I have explained this previously in the slide where I described SEMA model as an ecosystem of teaching and learning environment. Yeah. So I personally believe that YouTube uh, can be used for all levels of SEMA models, if I would say. Yeah. For example, if a teacher uses YouTube for just to deliver his lesson content, it falls into substitution level. And then uh, why I say that, because YouTube at this level, when you use at this level, it substitutes physical textbook for any source of lesson content. And if a teacher uses YouTube for comprehension purposes and gets students to comment on the video, that is augmentation level. Yeah. And YouTube can be at modification level when a teacher uses YouTube video with, for example, a digital tool, a combination of YouTube and one digital tool like Puzzle. If you are all familiar with these apps, Puzzle can deliver online quiz with video. You can utilize video to be an online quiz and to test your to cater the needs of uh, comprehension, understanding, uh, lower thinking skills. Okay, you can use that at this level, and the redefinition of YouTube happens when, for example, a teacher expand the access of YouTube for wider collaboration. For example, students in Malaysia produce YouTube for a charity project, but for if it is in the English language teaching context, the video will be in English, yeah, to reach worldwide international target audience. A charity project they can do, such as book donation perhaps, and the promotional link that they created from this YouTube account, YouTube video, will go all over the world. For example, to help uh, one of for example, library in any place in this world that needs that kind of contribution. Yeah, so this charity project by using YouTube is very much redefine the use of YouTube in the teaching of learning and the teaching and learning of English. Sorry. Okay, I think that's should answer the question, Dr. Ramesh.
Yeah, thank you for the very detailed answer, Dr. Faisal. And ladies and gentlemen, teachers, uh, if you have any questions, please do put it forward into our chat. so that we'll be able to answer the questions. We still have time. So there's another question that just came in, Dr. Faiza. Quite interesting. Yeah, I believe it is. It will also interest you. So this is the question: do we need TPAC to apply Samr model in ELT?
Okay. To answer this question, you must know what feedback is. Yeah. To me, okay, I believe that actually SAMR model can stand on its own, but it describes the domain, the technology domain in TPAC framework. It is a standalone. It can be a standalone model for teachers to evaluate the integration of technology. But actually, TPAC is to describe teachers' knowledge domain, how they integrate technology with their pedagogy and the content. Okay, I think uh, if we can combine these two framework, it will be good for teachers themselves to evaluate to what extent they have integrate technology in the classroom and how it impacts the students at the maximum level of their learning objectives or learning outcomes. That's my answer for that question.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Faiza. Okay, we're still waiting for questions to come in. I don't see any questions coming in. Can I read out some comments to you, Doctor?
Sure.
So this is from Izzat Haswa Nagri. I don't know whether if I pronounced the name correctly. I assume this is Inche Izzat, right, Mr. Izzat? We can
Okay.
use other apps or platform to teach students, like Canva, using video, and more other. Also, shouldn't use the same platform over and over again. So this is Mr. Izzat, J. Izzat Haswa Nagri.
I think that Ramesh, Mr. Izzat is agree to
Yeah.
the use of
Oh,
multiple
yes, kind of joined.
yeah,
All right. Now I
multiple
can say.
applications or platform to teach students. Combinations of digital tools. I think what he meant here is the combinations or the combinations of multiple apps to teach the students. Yeah, I think Mr. Izzat here, Cikgu Izzat here agrees that it is the use of technology is on the teacher themselves, how they want to achieve certain objectives. If the objectives can be achieved by using low tech, they can use low tech, but it depends. It's not always you must always use low tech, but if that low tech can achieve deep learning, why not? Okay, it's about how the pedagogy is being arranged. Actually, pedagogy is the art of teaching. If your art of teaching and that particular technology can enhance your art of teaching to achieve certain target of teaching and learning, uh, actually that is a success. Yeah, Mr. Izzat, I think that is what uh, you mean by telling that using multiple platforms is good for teaching and learning. Okay, I think I also agree with Izzat there. Any more
Yes,
response,
Dr.
Dr.
Faiza,
Ramesh?
yeah, we have other comments. Once again, I need to thank Izzat for this comment. The second question here, the comment here is from it's Ms. Madhuri Sahadevan, and she says, we can utilize the use of technology to help students learn with exposure. For example, we can show them video and give them group tasks to complete based on watching the video. Teacher can guide them. So that's a comment.
Okay, I see this comment as quite interesting, Dr. Ramesh, because I think what Ms. Madhuri here says, perhaps when she suggests to show a video. I'm not sure what the video is all about. Perhaps it is about a video critic, or perhaps if you want to introduce vocabulary, perhaps certain vocabulary. It's a kind of when you watch, you also listen, right? Perhaps you
Yeah.
also can use video for listening activities. Teachers can give a worksheet where a few blanks with the text from the video actually is on the worksheet with some blanks where the students have to listen to the words pronounced in the video and then fill in the blanks with the words, the appropriate words from the video. I think that's what she meant by
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I
Yeah,
do agree with
Ms.
you, Dr.
Madhuri.
Faisal.
Mm.
It
Thank you,
sounds
Ms.
more
Madhuri,
like
for
a
the we start small with it. Yeah.
yeah. It sounds more like a video critic approach, right? All right. That's about all we can see right now. Uh, I don't think we have any other questions. And we'll just give. All
I think
right.
I
I don't
saw.
think we can see any more questions, Dr. Faisal. I think. Okay, there's another question here just popped up. Would the classroom facilities now cater to this model in classroom teaching now that pupils are back in school? This is from Azida Binti Abdul Aziz, MOE. Her
Okay, thank
question.
you.
Do you want me to repeat the question, Dr.
Thank
Faisal?
you, Ms. Azida. I think I have explained this earlier when before I introduced Emma model. I explained about some facilities issues that uh, students, teacher always have. Yeah, the issue is always about connectivity. But like I said, SEMA model, it's not necessarily about using high tech. You also can deal or can match this SEMA model with the use of low tech. Yeah? So it fits all conditions of classroom. Yeah? Uh, like I said, the most important thing is the pedagogy first. The tools that we can enhance the technology is just a tool to enhance pedagogy. So if our pedagogy can, with the use of minimal technology, still can achieve our lesson objectives, that would be fine. Yeah. So I hope that answer Azita's question.
All right. All right. We still have room for one more question. So we will wait one more question to go before we end the webinar. All right.
Yeah, while waiting for questions, I also, Dr. Ramesh, if I'm allowed to say thank you to all the participants of this webinar. I can see from my screen here comments from people saying thank you, like from Mr. Selva Kumar, Selva Rajan, from Miss Madhuri, okay, Yo Chun Him, thank you. Everybody is saying thank you. I hope all of you
Yeah. There-
can get
There's
some benefits.
there's
Uh,
one more comment here, Dr. Faisal.
okay. Mhm.
Intending to use phone apps in a jigsaw activity. This is from Ms. Noor Ainuza atau Karya binti Tarmiji, MOE. So intending, her comment is, question here is intending, I presume that she is intending to use phone apps in a jigsaw activity.
So if you want to use this app, please know it will be good. But like I said previously in my discussion, you must know what is the purpose of using that. You must ensure learning must take place in whatever technology that you are applying in your teaching and learning. That is the most important thing. Okay. Okay. There's also another pop-up. Puvana Ganasagaran. Okay. Thank you, Puvana, for attending this uh, webinar. Okay, hope you get some beneficial input, yeah, from this webinar. So I think That's all I can say about
Yeah,
Samr.
that's all for the day, Dr. Faisal. Thank you so much. And folks, all of you, ladies, gentlemen, teachers, thank you so much on behalf of English Language Teaching Center and the Language and Technology Department, English Language Teaching Center.
Okay, hi,
We,
Mr. Azrul. Thank you.
yeah, okay. We thank you for attend. We thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for making time to attend this webinar. Yes, Hazrul, thank you so much. And thank you so much. And hopefully we meet once again in the near future with another exciting webinar. Till then, thank you. Salam Sejahtera. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.